Most people believe food security begins when something goes wrong. When shelves are empty. When prices rise overnight. When access suddenly feels uncertain. But real food security never begins in a crisis. It begins quietly, months earlier, in moments like this one. It begins with what you start before you need it. If grocery stores stopped working tomorrow, most gardens would not help. Not because people don't care. Not because they didn't plant enough. But because their gardens were designed for convenience, not continuity. Today, we are going to talk about what to start this month, so your garden produces early, steadily, and reliably, without depending on grocery stores. This is not emergency gardening. This is preparation through timing. The most common mistake gardeners make is believing that early harvests come from fast plants. They look for speed. They look for shortcuts. They plant only what promises quick results. But speed without timing creates gaps. Many gardens grow well for a few weeks, and then stop producing when conditions change. That gap is where dependence returns. Early harvests are not about rushing plants. They are about giving plants a head start before stress arrives. Most gardeners wait until planting feels safe. By then, they are already behind. A self-sufficient garden is not a collection of crops. It is a system built around time. The goal is not abundance all at once. The goal is consistent production before, during, and after uncertainty. The method is simple. Start earlier than comfort suggests. Choose crops that tolerate fluctuation. And layer growth stages so something is always coming in. This approach has been used for generations. In places where food access could not be assumed. It works quietly. And it works reliably. Step 1 is choosing the right category of crops. This month is for crops that establish in cool or unstable conditions. And continue producing once rooted. Leafy greens are your foundation. Kale, spinach, arugula, mustard greens, and Swiss chard do not need warmth to begin. They need time. When planted early, they grow slowly at first. But once established, they become dependable producers. These crops should be planted densely. Not for size, but for succession harvesting. You are not growing heads. You are growing leaves over time. Step 2 is root crops for early resilience. Radishes, turnips, beets, and carrots. Anchor your early harvest system. They grow underground while weather fluctuates above. They are protected from heat spikes, wind, and short cold snaps. Radishes provide food in weeks. Beets and turnips follow steadily. Carrots reward patience with storage potential. These crops convert time into calories. Step 3 is early protein and bulk. Peas and fava beans are critical at this stage. They fix nitrogen, support soil health, and produce food when little else does. They also prepare the soil for later crops, which reduces future inputs. This is not planting for today. This is planting for what comes next. Step 4 is protection, not force. Do not try to push plants beyond their tolerance. Instead, protect them lightly. Simple covers, mulch, and wind barriers. Extend growth windows without stress. A protected plant grows steadily. A forced plant burns out early. A self-sufficient garden does not rely on a single harvest. It relies on overlap. While leafy greens are producing, root crops are developing. While roots are harvested, peas are climbing. Each layer supports the next. This system reduces risk. If one crop fails, another continues. Spacing matters less than timing. Diversity matters more than yield. You are not planting meals. You are planting insurance. Another key system element is succession. Do not plant everything once. Every 2 to 3 weeks. Start small amounts of the same crops again. This keeps production moving forward. Instead of arriving all at once. The goal is a quiet harvest rhythm. That does not draw attention. And does not depend on resupply. While focusing on early harvests, this month is also critical for long-term security. Perennial and slow-growing crops must begin early, or they will not serve you later. Garlic and onions are foundational. They take months to mature, but store well and flavor everything. Once planted, they require little attention and reward patience. Perennial greens like sorrel and perennial kale establish slowly, but return year after year. Fruit bushes and hardy herbs should be planted whenever the soil allows. They do not help immediately, but they change your future. A self-sufficient garden always plants beyond the current season. Food security is not created by urgency. It is created by foresight. The people who eat during shortages are not the ones who react fastest. They are the ones who started earlier. This month is quiet. Nothing feels urgent yet. That is exactly why it matters. What you start now determines whether your garden produces when others stop. You do not need more land. You do not need expensive tools. You need timing, overlap, and patience. Start what grows steadily. Protect it lightly. And let time work in your favor. That is how gardens feed families when grocery stores cannot. And that is how self-sufficiency truly begins.